programs. For example, the GED test was created in 1942 as a way for veterans coming back from World War II to be able to enter into college with experience that they had had in World War II. In 1944, the GI Bill was created to have veterans that were coming back from World War II to be able to go to college on that money. The creation of those programs have been utilized because the GI Bill later led to financial aid programs like the Pell Grant and Stafford Loan programs that all students take advantage of today. The GED program is there for all students to take advantage of getting a second chance. So not only the sacrifices that veterans have made, but those things that have come back to higher education have been vital in having all students succeed at higher education. And at QVCC, we recognize this. And we thank veterans for their service to us, and that is why we always make it a top priority to serve veterans well, which is why QVCC has been named a top 15% veterans-friendly school for 4 years, because it is one of our priorities. And so I do want to welcome everyone and thank you for coming today, and we'll turn it over to Pam to lead the program.
For those of you that don't know me, I'm Pam Brown, and one of the hats that I wear here at QVCC is I'm the certifying official for our veterans here, and it's one of the jobs that I absolutely love the most. I went and did some research on Veterans Day just because I thought I'd want to give a little bit of an acknowledgement on why we have Veterans Day and what it's all about. And I found an article from a woman who's actually a professor of English, who had done this for the Detroit Times, I think it was. So if you can bear with me, I've shortened it up tremendously, but I really think it kind of hits the essence of what Veterans Day is all about. After World War I, even as the 5 million men who served in the armed forces were returning home, the U.S. was in the midst of a post-war recession. More than 116,000 had died in the Great War, and nearly 5 million returned to a country that had been changed forever by their service. In 1919, in recognition, President Woodrow Wilson declared that the nation should honor the veterans of the Great War with a day of prayer, gratitude, and commemoration. On November 11th, anniversary of the armistice, parades, civic ceremonies, and church services honoring the living and the dead were held. It was fitting that a nation that had fought in the war to end all wars should spend at least one day a year honoring those who served. But it was not until 1926 that Armistice Day became an official day of remembrance. And in 1938, following the custom of 17 states, the federal government made Armistice Day a legal holiday. In many ways, the generation of veterans who came back from World War I had a different experience from those of World War II or Vietnam. They represented a smaller proportion of our society and of their generation. Moreover, less than 2 million served abroad among the 5 million drafted. In 1954, following the Second World War and the Korean War, advocates for Veterans Day proposed that Armistice Day be renamed Veterans Day in honor of those who served in all the armed forces. For their part, veterans organizations and the aging generation of World War I vets supported that measure. Their support, like the countless conversations that took place between fathers and their drafted sons on the eve of war, signaled a generational passage. Since the end of the military draft in 1973, the role of veterans in our national political culture has changed. In part, that's a function of numbers. The end of conscription and the beginnings of a volunteer force meant that service was no longer compulsory, and compensation for soldiers and veterans took on a